In today's video, we are diving into the hot topic of proof of reserves and specifically addressing the question about Michael Saylor and him publishing or showcasing the proof of reserves for the 580,000 Bitcoin that he holds. His answer might surprise you, so stay tuned.
Bitcoin is booming. Are you cashing in or missing out? At Drip2BTC, we're rewriting the rules of Bitcoin investing. Earn up to 30% ROI on your deposits, unlock incredible Bitcoin discounts, and transform credit into up to 3,000% APR growth. No hassle, just real results. Don't wait, your future is one deposit away. Drip2BTC.com. Invest smart today.
Hey guys, welcome back. Drip Coach here with Drip and Farm for Property, where we don't trust, we verify, and operate with integrity and transparency. I have seen this question come up various times, different forums, different content creators, and it basically boils down to, does Michael Saylor have the Bitcoin he says he has? Is it paper Bitcoin? Because there's a lot of people, I can't say a lot, but there's enough people on the sidelines wondering, especially with Coinbase, if they are just doing paper Bitcoin, meaning Michael Saylor is saying he's buying stuff, but does he actually have the Bitcoin in self-custody? And that's what proof of reserves is about. If you're familiar with that term, there are companies like Binance and some of the other centralized exchanges that do publish proof of reserves. Even Ledin does that as well. And at the recent conference, Saylor was asked that exact question, and we're going to get into that and play his whole clip. It's 7 minutes, but I'll break it up and give you some commentary along the way. But let's dive into that.
Let me make the following point.
Huge fan of everything. Hey, Mr. Saylor, huge fan of everything. Does Strategy have any plans to publish their on-chain proof of reserves?
Let's go to his response, because the other one's only a minute.
Stuff from FTX and Mt. Gox, but I'm not sure they learned the things that the institutional community needs to learn going forward. The current conventional way to publish proof of reserves is an insecure proof of reserves. It actually dilutes the security of the issuer, the custodians, the exchanges, and the investors. It's not a good idea. It's a bad idea. It's like publishing the address and the bank accounts of all your kids and your phone numbers of all your kids, and then thinking somehow that makes your family better. It doesn't make your family better. So no institutional grade or enterprise security analyst would think it's a good idea to publish all of the wallet addresses such that you can be traced back and forth and every future transaction can be traced. I would say, go to AI, put it in deep think mode, and then ask it, what are the security problems of publishing your wallet addresses, and how might they undermine the security of the company over time? It'll write you a book. It'll be 50 pages of security problems. So the problem.
So let's actually do that he recommended. So he basically says that it is a bad idea, and I'm not on one side or the other. I understand how it gives us this trust that we want to have. Don't trust, verify. We want to be able to verify this publicly, and that's what the Bitcoin blockchain is for. But definitely on the flip side, there are risks for sure. And most recent one that came up with an article that I'm going to show you about some influencers basically getting kidnapped and tortured for their seed phrases. That $5 wrench attack is getting more and more realistic. But here is what came back. We don't have 40 pages, but we do have a decent amount. I rephrased it a little bit. So the actual question I asked was the first part: what are the security problems of publishing your wallet address, and how might it undermine the security of the company over time? That's what Saylor said verbatim. And then I said, how can a company like Strategy safely showcase proof of reserves? So looks like there are issues with it. Yeah. So I did the search. So let's go to the key points and see. I haven't actually read through this myself at all. So publishing a wallet address, especially in cryptocurrency, can make a company vulnerable to cyber attacks and hackers. That makes sense. We saw that. We see that all the time with exchanges being targeted. The last one with Coinbase, and that was due to social engineering. For companies like Strategy, Showcase can be achieved through audited financial statements. So that's exactly what he already does. So you have to trust the auditing firm, I guess, in this case. So it's not trustless. This method avoids security, which Saylor's controversially called a bad idea due to the risk. Detailed analysis, wallet addresses, proof reserves. So yeah, it does, as he said, write you a decent amount of information, but I definitely could see it would indeed be a risk, and that's what I want to bring up in this article here. If you're not familiar with this guy was kidnapped and held basically for 3 weeks and tortured, like with a chainsaw and all sorts of crazy stuff, man, all to get his seed phrase, basically. And what's ironic about this, it was a Italian man escaped from Soho townhouse. Like, townhouse is like $30 million, something crazy like that. So the guy that owns the townhouse actually has money. They made him smoke crack and snort cocaine. This is nuts. And he didn't get the seed phrase, but this is just one of many recent kind of articles that I've seen where influencers or people in crypto, wealthy millionaires in crypto, are being targeted. So I could definitely see that as a risk, right? So I mean, Saylor's clearly a public figure, but even someone who just does content like myself, if you're publishing your wallet and you're out walking about, and especially traveling third world countries, stuff like I do, there are people with a lot less to lose where they would indeed target you. So there is definitely some credence to what he's saying. Let's go to the rest of this and see what he says. I probably won't play the whole 755 because you got the gist already. It's like a bad idea. That's pretty much a TLDR.
With proof of reserves, the way that people do it right now is it's first of all, it's a proof of assets that is insecure, and it is not a proof of liabilities. And so if you really want crypto security and you're maxi about this, my suggestion is buy Bitcoin, self-custody your Bitcoin. It's pretty freaking obvious, right? You should own the Bitcoin yourself if that's what you want. If you're going to be a securities investor, okay, if you invest in securities, what you want is an institutional grade proof of assets and proof of liabilities with them netted out. Okay, and the best practice of that is not to publish the wallet. The best practice of that would be have a Big Four auditor that does an audit that checks to make sure that you actually have the Bitcoin, and then you also have to check to make sure the company hasn't rehypothecated or pledged the Bitcoin or entered into any debt or credit obligations where the Bitcoin is pledged. And you have to net those out, and you have to publish those, and you have to sign them as the Big Four firm. Then you have to wash it through a public company where the CFO signs, then the CEO signs, then the chairman and all the outside directors are civilly and criminally liable for it. And so if you really want the best practice for securities attestation, it would be a public company with a Big Four auditor with an audit subject to Sarbanes-Oxley in the United States. That's what my company is. It's much.
And that actually makes a lot of sense. So like when we say we want proof of reserves, and we can look on Arkham and see what they have identified. So they've identified 400,000 of the 500, where is he at? 580,000. Theoretically, like we have no way to actually guarantee that. But what he just stated makes a lot of sense because this is just the asset. So it's like, oh, you have the Bitcoin that you say you have. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with the liabilities. And like you said, and reapplication. So say, for example, like with me using platforms like Ledn or Morpho, it's like, okay, I have the Bitcoin, like I could show you the wallet address where that Bitcoin is stored, but there's loans out against some of that. So that doesn't actually tell you anything, because if all of this has a loan against it, then it does no good for him to quote unquote have the Bitcoin or show proof of reserves. So that does make sense. And then the additional part of what he said for how they have gone about it does also make sense in regards to a securities company like him. So there are definitely some mixed reviews, I guess you could say, on that. And essentially it's maybe us within crypto looking for that warm fuzzy because we've been burned from other companies. But as much as we'd like it to be this trustless environment, I still believe there's got to be some trust in there, I guess, to some degree. Supposedly, Jack Mallers with Strike or 21 Capital is going to be publishing proof of reserves. So we'll see how they do that. They could use Merkle Tree and zero knowledge proofs. So I'm sure going forward, there will be some kind of tech that does give us that warm fuzzy for us in the normies camp, wanting to see that out there on the exchange somewhere, or out there, on the public ledger somewhere. But for now, like I said, I'm on the fence. I get it, especially when you look at, what's happening to influencers and people like that in crypto. So a company sitting on multiple billions of Bitcoin and knowing where those wallet addresses are, and or the people that are in charge of them, the same way that kind of Coinbase was hacked through social engineering, it does pose a risk, So I want to know what you guys think. You think Michael Saylor has paper Bitcoin? You think he's making that up and just stalling and doesn't want to tell people? Or you find that as a legitimate reason to not publish your wallet address? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Smash that HBO special. Help a brother out. Like, subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, lift daily and achieve impossible. See you.